Hello coders, today we are going to start our new series, which is SQL series. We are going to learn SQL from W3 schools. So let's get started. We will first start with introduction to SQL. What is SQL? SQL is a standard language for accessing and manipulating database. Uh, what is SQL? SQL is structured query language. It is used to accessing data from database and manipulating that data. Accessing data means we can uh, retrieve data from database and manipulate database like we can update, insert, and do other operations in database. SQL lets you access the manipulate database. SQL became a standard of American National Standard Institute in 1986 and of the International Organization for Standardization in 1987. What can SQL do? So, SQL can execute queries against a database. SQL can execute queries against a database and retrieve output what we want. SQL can retrieve data from database. Yes, we can retrieve data from a database using SQL. SQL can insert records. SQL can insert records in tables in a database. SQL can update records in database. SQL can delete records from database. Means SQL can perform basically CRUD operation on database. SQL can create new databases. Using SQL, we can create new databases. SQL can create new tables in database. We can create new tables in that database using SQL. SQL can create stored procedures in database. SQL, we will learn these topics in our next videos. SQL can create views in database. SQL can set permission on table, procedure, and views. SQL is standard, but although SQL is an ANSI iOS standard, there are different version of SQL language. However, to comply these all ANSI standard, they all support at least the major commands such as select, update, delete, insert, where in similar manner. Note, most of the SQL database programs also have their own proprietary extension in addition to the SQL standard. Using SQL in your website. We use SQL in our website to build a website that show data from database you will need. Uh, we use SQL in our websites to fetch the data and RDBMS database program, MS Access, SQL Server, MySQL to use server-side scripting language like PHP or ASP, to use SQL to get the data you want, to use HTML, CSS to style the page. What is RDBMS? RDBMS is a type of database, database management system. RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. RDBMS is the basic for SQL and for all modern databases such as MS SQL Server, IBM DB2, Oracle, MySQL, and Microsoft Access. The data in RDBMS is stored in database object called table. The table is a collection of related data entries and it consists of columns and rows. Um, let's try this by ourselves. Select star from customers. Okay. Yes, we have executed this query. Back to our topic. The column in the customer table consists of customer ID, customer name, customer contact name, address, city, postal code, and country. A column is a vertical entity in table. A record, also called a row, is each individual entry that exists in table. For example, there are 91 records in above customer table. A record is a horizontal entity in a table. Next, we are going to learn syntax of SQL. SQL statements. Most of the actions you need to perform on databases are done with SQL statement. SQL statement consists of keywords that are easy to understand. The following SQL statement: select all record from the table name customers. Database table. A database table most often contain one or more tables. Each table is identified by name and contain record with data. This is tutorial. We will use the well-known Northwind sample database. Mm. This is a important note, students, that SQL keywords are not case sensitive. Means we can write any query in the form of capital letters or small letters. It is not a case sensitive. Basically, we prefer to write in capital case in SQL. It is a good practice. Semicolon after SQL statement. Yes, some database system required a semicolon at the end of each SQL statement. Semicolon is the standard way to separate each SQL statement in database system that allow more than one SQL statement to be executed in the same call to the server. In this tutorial, we will use semicolon at the end of each SQL statement. Like there are many databases like MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL. In these databases, in some databases, semicolon is mandatory, but some databases semicolon is not mandatory. If you didn't give semicolon, then also your query get executed in some databases. But we will use semicolon in this tutorial because it is also a good practice. Some of most important SQL commands we are going to learn now. First one is select. Select is used to extract data from database. Like we have already seen how we use that query select star from customers and we extract data from our database. Update is used to update data in database. Delete is used to delete data from database. Insert into is used to insert new data in a database. Create database is used to create a new database. Alter database modifies a database. Create table creates a new table. Alter table is used to modify a table. Drop table is used to delete a table. Create index is used to create an index. It is also called a search key. And drop index is used to delete an index. So our exercise is: which SQL statement is used to select all record from table name customer? Like we have already seen, using select from customers, we didn't retrieve anything because we had not added column name. We are going to see it in further topics. This is wrong SQL statement. Wrong. Uh, this is correct. Like we have used it already. So submit answer, and yes, this is correct. What is a table in a database? Like there is a database in which we use table. There are multiple tables in a one database. So collection of databases, no. A structured set of data organizing rows and columns. Are SQL keywords case sensitive? Yes, we have already seen it. They are not case sensitive. Why is semicolon used at the end of SQL statement? To improve readability. Oh, sorry. Separate multiple SQL statements. What is the purpose of select statement? Select data from database. Insert the missing statement to get all columns from the customer table. Select. Write a statement that will select city column from the customer table. Um, Select city from customer. How would you select the customer name and city column from table name customer? We have to select two columns here. First is customer name and another is city. Then we use select customer name, comma, city from customers. Drag and drop the correct syntax to select all columns from table name customers. Select star from customers. Yes, guys. Next, next topic is SQL Select. We will see in our next video. Thank you. Do like, share, and subscribe to my channels.